Hasan Piker sucks. In 2025, that is not a very controversial statement to make. At this point, everyone and their grandma have talked about everything wrong with Hasan Piker, and yet Hasan always finds a way to become somehow even worse. The average celebrity only has to embarrass themselves once, and then they fade into irrelevancy. But Hasan somehow always manages to obliterate himself more and more. It's like he somehow continues to be a huge punching bag without faltering. The only other person I can think of that successfully manages to dig himself deeper and deeper into a rabbit hole, possibly even better than Hasan, is Kanye West. Anyways, today we are here to talk about Hasan Piker, and this guy has embarrassed himself on the internet so many times that where do we even start? Oh, I know, maybe with the fact that he built a huge amount of his career off of being a socialist who hates on capitalism and even going as far as preaching violence against capitalists.
Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
Meanwhile, he himself is a Twitch streamer, and Twitch is owned by Amazon, which is owned by Jeffrey Bezos.
You'll notice it changes exponentially along with his network.
And then disclosure.
Terrifying.
Who is one of the biggest capitalists on earth, and a lot of the profit Hasan makes by being a Twitch streamer goes therefore to Jeff Bezos himself. That is how much Hasan seems to hate capitalists, I guess. Also, Hasan lives in a mansion and has a bunch of sports cars. How can he afford all that? Well, he made a shit ton of money off of being a Twitch streamer, so he is basically a capitalist himself. Seriously, you cannot hate on capitalism and at the same time be a content creator on Twitch. That is like being a vegan butcher. Those two things literally contradict one another. Unfortunately, that's not where it all ends. Hasan also made fun of this soldier and said America deserved the 9/11.
This guy has the understanding of foreign policy of like a 12-year-old. What the f***? What the f*** is wrong with this dude? Didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because some mujahideen, a brave f***ing soldier, f***ed his eye hole with their Isn't that how he lost his eye? Because he got his eye hole? America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
Here exclusively to respond to that vile creature is Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw. Congressman, what was your reaction when you first heard this?
Well, wow, he was triggered, wasn't he? I mean, that is the definition of a leftist getting triggered. Doesn't like what he's hearing. He disagrees with it. Doesn't understand foreign policies. Mentioned something about being 12 years old. Yeah, I have almost 12 years of experience actually deploying overseas. So maybe that's what he meant when he said 12 years. I don't know. But he clearly doesn't know much. And when you don't know much about foreign policy, you get really mad when people disagree with you. And if you can't argue your point, you tend to insult people. And man, that is exactly the outrage culture that we have right now. He is a perfect example of it.
And then there was this time where he got called out for blatantly getting facts wrong.
On Twitter, a video went viral, 8 million views, showing a Palestinian kid get yelled at by Israeli police. The tweet was captioned, Ahmad was kidnapped 8 years ago when he was only 13 years old. This leaked video shows Israeli officers interrogating him. This is how Israelis treat Palestinian children. Israel kidnapped over 880 Palestinian children in 2023 only. Hasan would immediately quote tweet this saying, indefensible monsters, getting another 5 million views and over 75,000 likes. Now Hasan just made it seem like Israel kidnapped this kid for no reason. They're monsters. But if you just take 2 seconds and Google his name, you'll see that he was running around holding knives with his 15-year-old cousin. His cousin stabbed a 13-year-old Israeli boy and another 21-year-old before getting shot by a dude he also tried to stab. The boy in the video was then stopped after getting hit by a car. That is not the same as this kid getting kidnapped by the IDF. He was arrested and convicted for attempted murder. He's on video doing it. Hasan doesn't care to add any of that crucial context because the truth does not matter to him. May I remind you, this is the same guy who says he does a better job at reporting than most news outlets.
I am not held up by the same journalistic standards, even though I think I do a much better job than most other news outlets in general.
Hasan also did so many other horrible things, but I don't have time to talk about everything today, so let's just jump into something he did not too long ago. Prior to making this video, he turned out to be an animal abuser. Well, sort of. Watch this clip and make your own judgment.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just, you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
So Hasan got upset when the dog started walking away and started to rant about how much of a spoiled baby the dog is. You can also see that at one point Hasan was grabbing something and then the dog started barking. Now a lot of people on the internet have speculated that that was a shock collar, which would be concerning in a context like this. This resulted in Hasan doing a response where he basically resorted to throwing a temper tantrum that this was not a shock collar at all.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the AirTag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
Can you smell that? I can smell projection. Hasan rants so bad about how it's not a shock collar that it seems like he's desperately trying to hide the fact that it was indeed a shock collar. This would lead to the rest of Twitch streamers who, surprise surprise, are all Hasan meat riders, because all of the popular Twitch streamers are constantly making out with one another. So they all started to defend Hasan, and it was just as pathetic as you could imagine.
You would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the genocide and stuff, but you know, this priorities in this world are not where they should be. It's herd mentality. I mean, I think from the clip, it's understandable why people were very concerned. But just knowing Hasan and knowing like how I've been around Kaya a lot and him, and I just like know that he would never ever abuse Kaya.
Well, the product can't be turned into a vibrating collar, for starters. Second, the taped photo is fucking doctored, dude. You fell for misinfo. Congratulations, bro. This image, you can clearly see the tape. The tape image is a doctored photo. I took this from the VOD directly. And when you look at the fucking artifacting on these photos, it's very obviously a fucking Photoshop job. You literally fell for misinfo. Congrats. You can just hate Hasan, by the way. You can just say, I don't like him.
Eventually, Hasan got exposed for indeed having a shock collar by none other than Ludwig's girlfriend, Cutie Cinderella. And the most pathetic thing here is, she was also trying to defend Hasan, but ended up exposing him on accident.
So, what I gotta say, I'm in his house, I looked at the collar is taped off where I think there would be prongs.
Yeah.
There's no zap, there's only a vibrate function.
Yeah.
So I would agree to that.
So my point is, Hasan is a blatant liar, he is immature, he is a hypocrite who hates on capitalism while being part of it at the same time, and I think he is the real spoiled baby.